Good morning, trading world. It is April 17th, 2023, 8:27 a.m. on the East Coast, and this is my pre-market outlook and technical analysis for day trading the markets. Rotations continue to hold us up for the moment as we continue to focus on the regional banks. The weekly time frame is still in control and it is getting closer to its overbought areas. We are continuing the upward push based on that weekly time frame, but every time frame below the weekly will get its time to shine, causing some nice ups and downs. These can be very fun and dangerous times to trade because we have two-way trade, and you will get a bar that is 3 times, or you never know when one side will get that spurt of momentum and surprise you with a bar that is 3 times the size of the 10 previous bars. Earnings are still hitting the tape, and in the lulls between the earnings, people still want to speculate and jump ahead of the Fed and talk about rate cuts. This is senseless. That brings us to the levels of the day. Give me a moment to bring those up. And here we are back with the key levels of the day, starting on the support side. We have our Jack support at 411 to the 410 area. Queen support 409 to the 408 area. And I think this may be our destination for today before we get that turnaround that I'm looking for at some point. And then King support 407 to the 406 area. On the resistance side, we have our Jack resistance 412 to the 413 area. Queen resistance 414 to the 415 area, and then our King resistance 416 to the 418 area. I do think we reach up and above this 418 area at some point, maybe not today, but possibly Friday. I don't know if anybody else saw it, but there was kind of a blip on expected move at the close Friday, where the move put us all the way up on the ES, well beyond reason. There was almost a 227 point expected move on the ES for the week, and it's hard for me to tell because Thinkorswim is going through so much. It's not dependable like it used to be, so it could have been just a mistake on the platform. But for me, I kind of look at it as a sign, because I was looking for, at the end of this move, we're going to get a blow off top kind of day where we just keep going and going and going up. We're not quite where I want to be on the weekly chart yet, but we have a week to go before Friday, so I do feel like we're getting close, and I try to keep my eye on that as much as possible, but I'm still waiting for us to get into that overbought territory on the weekly, so that we can have a day like I anticipate. This brings us to the thesis of the day. The main thesis for today is bullish, closing above the 412.46 with a projected target high of between 413 and 419. The alternate thesis is bearish, closing below the 412.46 with a projected target low of between 412 and 408. The main channel that we are in is from 397 up to 416. Last week, market strength and breadth opened gap down and began to immediately fill the gap, causing a surge in price action. And just as fast as it filled the gap, it fell through the floor. It found a support floor and started to rally all the way back up to even. I expect strength to open maybe a little stronger, but end up being range bound on the day. We have dissonance between the technical side, which is bearish, and the quant side, which is bullish. The futures have a bullish bias for the day with dissonance as well between the technical side, which is bearish, and the quant side, which is bullish. This brings us to our scenarios on the day. All right, here we are with our first and most probable scenario is going to be our expanded range day structure. We could struggle early morning, rejecting at a resistance level. And once we reject, we get a little ride down, but expect us to find a pocket of strength and a support floor. And that pocket of strength is going to push us back up toward the open and maybe beyond the open. This is our expanded range day structure. All right, here we are back with the second most probable scenario, which is going to be our rounded reversal day type structure. We could get a continued push lower toward the Jack or Queen support area, find midday chop around either the Queen or King support before going back up with the same energy or force we went down with the first part of the day. I also want to make you aware of our vice versa alert. It's the rounded reversal day type structure, but as it states, vice versa, the opposite direction. We could get that continued push up towards the Jack or Queen resistance area, find our midday chop around the Queen or King resistance area, and then we make our way back down with the same amount of energy or force that we went up with the first part of the day. So that is the vice versa alert on our rounded reversal day type structure. All right, our last scenario is going to be our trend day up day type, meaning we open gap up, start with a pushback toward the previous close, then begin the find support on or before that previous close represented by the blue line, and then start our uptrend for the day. We usually find our midday chop around either the possible Queen or King resistance area, and then the second part of the day we usually come out looking to continue the primary trend of the morning, but so often it turns into a head fake where we get that initial lift up, but we get a reversal and we usually get some type of fade going into or close to the close. So that is our trend day up. I do want you to be aware because of where we are right now. This does have a vice versa alert on it as well. We could wind up with a trend day down if things weaken in the pre-market and we get the gap down, and then we could get a push back toward that previous close and instead find resistance at that previous close, and then we get into the trend down for the day. That trend day down takes us to our midday chop, which could either happen around the Queen or King support area. And again, we usually look for the start of the second part of the day with that continue or looking to continue the primary trend of the morning, but so often it turns into a head fake. And we usually, if we get the trend day down, we're going to find some type of push up or rally headed into or at the close. So those are the scenarios of the day. This could be another bland week of trade where we kind of chop and chop and chop and chop along the start or ending of last week, which is recognized as the black line here under the blue line. But we could really kind of go back and forth around it for a good while in the week, and then at some point build up some excitement and get a nice pop-up push toward the end of the week. That most likely exciting days this week is probably going to be Tuesday, and that blip that I saw on Friday has completely disappeared. So Tuesday, and then possibly again Thursday and Friday are going to be the most exciting days of the week. So that's it for now. I hope this helps. And as I say all the time, your most important job as a trader is to protect the capital that you already have. We do this by knowing and understanding the risk that we have on in each position and managing that risk in accordance to our account size. Again, I hope this helps. Wishing you a positive trading day. Let's go out and make it a great one.